are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're rolling. Hey everyone, welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Nicolaou. We're back in Alpha Male Barbers. I've introduced you guys to my sister on episode 5. Today I've got my brothers with me, Mitch and Laz. This was meant to be a Christmas special, but apart from the hats and me saying Merry Christmas at the end, it's not that Christmassy. Where are we going to start? Right, so I'd say that Mitch, just so you guys get to know him a little bit, I'd say Mitch is the competitive one of the family.
That's not true. I'm actually the wholesome, good one of the family.
Okay. and then I'd say Laz is the entertainer of the family.
Plus a little bit more, but okay.
What, like what?
Well, I mean, realistically, if it wasn't for me, you lot would still be stuck in the Stone Ages, but that's apart from
How
that.
do you work that one out then?
Well, we'll carry that on in the rest of the podcast. So
Elaborate.
We'll carry that on later.
No, elaborate. You can't just say,
yeah,
you can't just bring facts out and then talk shit and then not back it up.
Yeah, you got.
Well,
I'm just going to apologise quickly though. I'm just talking over there. If you're under 18, please turn it off because this isn't for you.
Don't turn it off.
And if you get offended easily as well, maybe it's not a good thing either.
This is a more of a light-hearted episode, so we won't be going into any serious topics. So as it's Christmas, we'll just keep it nice and joyful.
And there'll be a fair few fuckeries though.
Always. Where are we? Okay. So on episode 5 with our sister, she mentioned that Laz set the garden on fire one time, and then Laz got asked about it by a lot of people, and then he spat his dummy out and said that's not how it was.
So this is your chance now to explain yourself.
Yeah. So the mic's all yours, Laz.
Let's just how when this was mentioned, Ban also mentioned that he was arrested, but never went into any detail of why he was arrested, but wanted to just jump to the fact about me setting the garden on fire.
I didn't say. I didn't say that you set the garden on fire.
But you couldn't wait to jump on that wagon that Fod started pushing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if she asked me why I got arrested, I would have told her, but we never got to that. So anyway, tell them why.
You did.
What? You
did get to that. That was the first thing that led into it.
Yeah, but then she went straight to you. So you can have this out with her off camera. Go on then. Tell us what happened on that day.
It was actually Gosta's. It was the day Gosta was born.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so my son was born. My son's going to be 5 next year. So we're going.
He's 4.
Was he born early hours?
He's 4.
Or was he born
on Sunday?
Right. Yeah.
He was born on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
28th of June.
Right. So I remember the morning that we had off. Well, not off. The only chance I could have got to go see him.
Wasn't it? What day was it? It wasn't a Sunday.
It was a day. No. It was a day Mum was off work because I was meant to be at school.
Monday. It was Monday.
It was meant to be at school.
It was probably a Monday.
Yeah. Monday. Okay.
So I just got out of school.
Yeah.
Because
standard.
I thought use an excuse.
Oh, you can't say nothing about skiving.
Yeah. All right. Come on. Let the guy finish. Yeah.
And what had happened was I got up in the morning because I knew I didn't have anything else to do apart from go to the hospital with my mum.
Set the garden on fire.
And because I woke up early and I put the fire on outside. It was like a log fire.
But it was
and
summer.
Before
it was summer. It was the 28th of June. Yeah.
It was hot later on in the day. I can't lie. It was. But in the morning, summer days aren't hot in the morning right from the start. They're not.
What time was this?
They're cool.
Fod was fully in with a client.
I'm sure it was like 12 o'clock.
No, but this went on later into the day. I left it on. It wasn't as soon as I left it.
Oh, so you started it in the morning?
Yeah.
And then you left the fire burn, baby burn?
Yeah, I left the fire on. Now, because I'm off school, Dad decided to ring me and tell me to cut the grass. So I was like, okay. I went and got the lawnmower out of the garage.
I thought you set up fire instead.
It didn't work. So I rang him and I was like, well, it's not working. He was like, okay, put some petrol in the lawnmower. So I went and got the petrol can. It was a plastic petrol can.
Yeah.
And
no.
Yeah, so then I filled it up with petrol and it still wasn't working. So I rang him back. He was like, okay, go and take it back to the garage. So I thought, okay, fair enough. But I had the fire on in the corner of the garden, and then I put the petrol can down. It was by the grass. Well, like on the pavement, on the slab,
Yeah,
by the grass. So it wasn't near the fire because obviously I wasn't going to put the petrol can next to the fire.
Okay.
But I left the cap off of it, and I didn't know, which Dad told me, that fire can because of the gas in the air, the fire can travel.
Okay.
So I took the lawnmower back to the garage, and when I come back, the petrol can was on fire. So it was a petrol bomb. So it was near the house. So I kicked it.
It was by the patio door.
So you kicked it. Where did you kick it? I didn't even know you kicked it.
I kicked it so it's a bit further away from the house.
Oh, you didn't kick it towards the house?
No, further away.
You didn't get set on fire?
Yeah, my shoe was set on fire. It was those. It was a pair of trainers that I like, but yeah, my shoe was on fire, so I kicked it off onto the grass, and then from then I ran inside and I shut the patio door and I ran and got Fudd, and I was like, "Oh, Fudd, the garden's on fire." She's like, "What?" And she was halfway with a brand new client in her salon, which you probably already heard, but she ran in, I ran in. And you couldn't see
the fire brigade.
Well, we did. We couldn't see anything out the patio door but flames. So that was very tragic, and I was very scared. And then Fudd called the fire people.
Yeah.
And they didn't get here for over half an hour.
Okay.
They didn't get to the house for over half an hour, and the fire went out by itself. So yeah, we could have all been dead, and that would have been great. But yeah, and then I had to make that phone call to Dad.
And also,
1 minute, just 1 minute. You kicked, of all the things that you thought to do, you kicked the petrol can.
Away from the house.
Okay. I kind of makes sense. But what needs to be noted here is Mum bought brand new garden furniture.
Yeah, and they were melted.
Yeah, and you...
Well, no, not all of them.
Did you not think
the two of them melted? There was three chairs, like a long, like kind of bench, and two chairs. And the one chair melted into the pavement, into the concrete.
Yeah, no, and the mark's still there now. Did you not think of getting a hose pipe and trying to put it out?
Well, I did. But with a fire that big, water just adds to it. Because of the oxygen in the water, it makes the fire bigger.
He knows that now.
He did his research.
Yeah, after he kicked the fucking thing towards it.
Yeah. And then I called Dad and told him, and
Dad lost
I
his
had
shit,
to
didn't
hold
he?
the phone here because I could hear him from here.
Screaming. All sorts of nice, positive, encouraging words.
So to everyone who's seen the other episode and came to me at church and says to me, "Oh, Laz, why did you set the garden on fire?" Like I done it on purpose. Like, I'm not a terrorist, you know what I mean? It's not one of them.
All right, okay. Well, you were 4 years ago, you were 13. Okay, we'll let you off.
We'll let you off that one.
We'll let you off for being...
But it took 4 years.
But
I would never hold it against you that you set the
But
garden on
if
fire.
you went to school that day, that wouldn't have happened.
That's very true. But then he wanted to come and see his new nephew, so...
Exactly. Family.
Did you see him that day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Fair dues. Okay, so to ease us into some of the questions that people asked. The first one, as it's Christmas, the first one asked was, are Yorkshire puddings appropriate for Christmas dinner?
No, the Yorkshire puddings
Yeah.
are never appropriate
Shut
for
up,
nothing.
they're top
They
tier.
are shit.
Top tier.
Shit,
Why?
and shit.
Tell me why.
They're just wank, aren't they? They
Why?
don't taste of nothing. Just bland pastry.
Pastry, is that what they are? They're pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Banter,
they're
isn't
dough,
it? Just
aren't they?
banter, isn't it? Just.
They're
I'm
plain,
sorry.
they're bare fluffy.
Listen, I'm sorry. Yorkshire puddings are shit. Okay.
Everyone's
And that is
entitled
it.
to their own opinion.
It's
and
true, they're shit.
I agree, lads.
You ruin a perfectly good Sunday roast.
So
with a Yorkshire
Mitch
pudding.
wouldn't have them on his Christmas dinner.
Nope.
Lads,
definitely 2 or 3.
I'd have Yorkshire puddings on their own. I'd have fucking. If you gave me Yorkshire puddings while I'm eating cereal, I'd eat them.
Nah, you know
Well,
what?
you're a bit extra.
Do you know what's
you
the
know when
good
you go
one?
extra.
No, I'm being
Do you know
Yorkshire
what's the good one?
puddings.
You know when you get the Yorkshire pudding and then you put gravy in it and then a bit of like mash and then some like the turkey as well.
Yeah, no,
You
no,
make
one
like a
minute.
sandwich out of it.
1 minute, no, that's different, right? If you're gonna get a Yorkshire,
Top tier.
I went to a carvery And they said, do you want an extra however much it was, to have like double the amount of meat and sort of mash?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah. And then they brought it to me in a big, massive Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
And it was fuckeries.
What? So you didn't eat it?
No, I
Exactly.
didn't eat the Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't eat the Yorkshire pudding.
But you ate the food.
I ate the extra meat and the
But
mash.
all of that-
I'm
all
not,
of-
I'm
all
not,
of
I'm
that
not a
food-
waster.
Yeah, but
All
Well,
of
I
that
just
food
don't
was
like
on
them.
the
I just
Yorkshire
think they're
pudding.
bland.
but
It's bland. It's just it's bland food.
Yorkshire puddings, crispy or soft?
Bit of both. You know, the top edge of it crispy, and then the middle bit soft.
See, I love them soft, yeah. And Laz, was it you that says to me that I eat food like I've got no teeth because all my food's soft? Because we went to
Yeah, like a proper old man kind of thing, like bare soups and that. You can imagine it. Moist.
because we went to Fridays. We went to Fridays last week, and I asked for fries, but they were crispy fries.
Make me coffee.
They were crispy fries, but I didn't want them crispy because why would I want crispy
They
fries?
weren't crispy, were they?
They said crispy fries on the menu, and I said,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but the
they
different.
didn't
Yeah,
come
but
like that.
sometimes these places, when they say crispy, it means they're burnt. Like they can't.
well,
distinguish
I
between
didn't.
crispy
Yeah, but
and
I didn't
burnt.
want them hard anyway. I like them soft.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I
So
like-
why did you choose crispy fries then?
Because she told me that they weren't that crispy. But basically, what I'm saying
And
is,
were they crispy?
nah, they were all right. But what I'm saying is, I like my Yorkshire pudding
What?
soft.
You didn't tell her to not overcook them?
No, she says that they weren't that cooked. But anyway, my point is, I like my Yorkshire pudding soft, and Laz says I've got
Old people.
old people's diet basically.
Yeah, but
He does eat a lot of suppers.
I like soup. Yeah, I like
My
tea.
kids
I
like
like
soup.
jelly. Jelly's like
Shout out to my kids. They love their Afghan lemon.
in relation to ban eating, it really winds me up watching him eat.
Why?
I hate it.
Don't
I
watch
hate
me
it.
eat then.
Yeah,
Why are you
I
looking at me?
No. I
eating?
could be sitting on the table eating as well, or just be sitting at the table.
Why? What's wrong
And-
with him? I've seen him eat loads of times.
Yeah.
This, and when he drinks, that moistness in his mouth, he sounds like his mouth is just nothing but slobber. It is
Yeah,
vile.
extra saliva.
It's
I've got
disgusting.
a lot of saliva.
Yeah.
That just why do you need to make any noise? It's like he can't chew
So what?
normally.
So did you chew like this?
Yeah, he says to me, I was like, how do you want me to chew? He was like, don't open your mouth.
Yeah,
All right, so if I keep my mouth closed, how am I meant to chew my food?
He just asked the question. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
That is the dumbest thing.
Oh
I can't get
fucking
proper
nose.
chew on it.
What do you mean?
How do you chew with your mouth closed?
Look, this is how you chew.
Yeah, but you haven't got food, man. That's
Your lips are together, but your teeth
People
aren't.
have
You
been
can't
chewing-
chew with your teeth closed.
People have been chewing with their mouth closed for thousands of
yeah.
years.
But what I'm saying is, like, I really chew.
You didn't. You fucking really chew. Fucking hell.
What does that mean?
Right.
You just chew your
You
food.
heard it here first. Ban does not know how to chew food with his mouth closed.
Listen, don't watch me eat. Don't listen to me.
This is
eat.
true,
Worry,
don't
I'm-
Don't listen to. How can I close my ears? My ears are just working. Do you know what I mean? They listen.
Don't look at him.
I don't. I can hear him. I can visualize. You know how like blind people use their ears to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to look at him to see him.
Okay.
He's there. I can hear him.
All right.
Okay.
So moving on swiftly on. One of my YouTube viewers says that he wanted to hear more barbershop stories. So I had a story from this week, but I won't mention names. But you can give me your opinion on this. So one of the young customers, I won't specify how young, but old enough. He went on a date with this girl that he knew, and the date was going well. I don't think it was a formal date. It was more of a meet up and go for a drink.
Was he friend zoned then? Does that mean?
Wait.
Oh, all right.
Wait.
All right.
So they're having a drink, and he said it was going really well. She wasn't. I asked where she came on the special scale of 10, and he said she scored about a 7.
Okay, that's good.
It was fair enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so
But what is he?
he's good looking
Is
lad.
he a 7 as well?
No, I'd say he'd probably do better than a 7.
Okay.
Anyway, so then he goes, he has a good time, and he's dropping a few little jokes in there, like, oh, maybe we should go for a little drive later on. and she was having none of it.
Right.
But he just said he was joking.
Okay.
But he's testing the waters. He's testing the waters, yeah. So then he takes her home, and she invites him in, saying that nothing's going to go on.
Right.
And he was like, okay, cool. He wasn't expecting to go in anyway. He was just going to drive home.
He went in and she went berserk.
No. Let me finish. So he goes in. She says, while they're there, you know, nothing's going to happen. Cut a long story short, it happens, right?
Standard.
He gets his smash on, and then she says to him afterwards, she was like, oh, you need to go because I feel ill, right?
Oh.
So he was like, so he's like, okay.
That's awkward.
So he's like, all right. He wasn't planning to stay anyway, so he gets up and he goes. And then he says to us, I haven't really heard from her much since. And I was like, he's like, I text her, and she texts me back once, but then not heard from her since. And I was like, so, and I relayed the situation back to him, and I was like, so basically you've been used. And he was like, nah, she wouldn't use me. And I was like, nah, you've been used. He was like, nah, do you reckon? I was like, listen, the way that you do to girls, because one time a girl went to his house, did his thing. Well, he didn't actually really like her that much, but she sent him some interesting pictures. He liked, he invited her around, did his thing, and then wanted to get rid of her, so made an excuse for her to leave. I was like, remember what you did to her? That girl's done to you.
What, and he feels used and abused?
And he was like, I've been used.
I don't see what the problem is. Listen.
No. So, but what was interesting about it was he didn't seem that into her until he realised he'd been used, and then he was like,
people always want what they can't have.
Exactly. So this is why I think sometimes when girls get caught up on guys that they shouldn't like, the reason they like them is because the guy plays them.
Yeah, he doesn't really want them.
And then, so it's an ego thing.
I think it's a bit of human nature as well. So it's like the competitive nature, and it's like you need to get to that level to be wanted, but then you can get to that level and go, right, haha, now they want me, and then fuck off now.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So for me, if a girl rejects me, it could bother me, but if I rejected her, maybe it could have been like a week later. I'd been all right because I got the last say. If I didn't get the last say, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, if you beat, as long as you beat, and you're at their house, you got to nick a few snacks as well for the way home. You got to take something out the fridge or something out the cupboard, like on the way home.
As a souvenir.
You get hungry.
As a souvenir.
No, not even for a souvenir. Like, because you get hungry
like
sometimes.
A handbag or
you got to.
Or a purse
That's just.
No, we're not promoting.
No, we're not doing that. I'm saying if you're at their house and when you're on the way out, you know, say you need a drink or whatever, go and get something out the fridge. Maybe they've got like a little juice box in there or.
Like a Capri Sun.
Yeah, Capri Sun's
some cookies.
Yeah, biscuits or something.
I like cookies.
And then leave.
I like Capri Suns.
And then you win. If you don't even call her back, you've won.
Yeah, but then he was like.
And now, do you know what? But I'm not in. I've been married since 2007. Shout out to my wife.
What's the maths on that one?
What?
12 years, mate. Fucking hell. Anyway,
right?
Yeah.
So obviously, it's different now, but. I never had social media. We never had all these mad things to contact women.
You couldn't get a nude.
No, you couldn't.
Whoa, that was in a generation before nudes.
Yeah. Listen, you know, because like we had picture messages, but it was real. Like we never had no WhatsApp or Facebook.
They were telegrams.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
They were telegrams.
So basically, you was a bit more safe to you could avoid them easier.
Oh yeah.
No, but what I'm saying
what I'm saying is now, you see, what you got to do, and this is a tip, do your thing at their house, if you're at their house. Obviously with consent. Don't go about it all rapey.
Yeah.
Because rapey is not good.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
You don't need to... I'm hoping my viewers know that.
Yeah, but just don't be that guy. Don't be rapey.
Okay,
Obviously it's consensual.
Go on.
Right. Do your thing. Beat. Right. Take some snacks and go home, and then block them on everything. Phone number.
Yeah, but he might want to see her.
What if they liked it and they want to go back?
Yeah, he might want to see her again.
Because then what if? Because what then if they do that to you?
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Yeah, but
it's 50-50.
Yeah, but
if
so
you're
only ever
around there, if you're only there just to get your rocks off or whatever it is that you want to do, right?
Yeah.
And then you leave. There's no problem. But obviously,
If
if you're
you
there
leave-
to catch feelings and you want a long-lasting relationship,
If you
But
leave,
some
you
people
can't
are
do that.
friends with benefits.
yeah, that's fine. Depends how crazy they are, though. Because sometimes you don't realize how crazy girls are until you go back to the house, or they come back to yours, or
Yeah.
if you leave and it's your decision to leave, then for you it's 60-40, right? If
Yeah.
they tell you to leave, then it's, you know,
60-40 the
If
other
they
way.
say
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you,
yeah.
If they say
So-
to you that I feel sick, can you go now?
Yeah.
You know, at some point,
That was a
you're
sticky one.
You fucked it. You're done. You're dead out here.
Right. The next question, and this was a great barbershop discussion.
Go on.
And this was actually also on Family Guy's podcast. Mitch,
Family
watch
Guy podcast.
Huh?
Family Guy.
You know Family Guy?
the cartoon.
Cartoon.
Yeah, they did a podcast once on their episode.
Oh, okay. I don't watch Family
Yeah,
Guy.
anyway, so how many 8-year-olds could you fight off successfully single-handedly? No weapons, right? And it's basically, it's a proper fight, but
Have they got weapons?
no.
No.
They're average 8-year-olds. I'm not talking Laz when he was 8.
So
'cause
mine,
La-
like
Laz,
Nicola,
Laz
I was
was
9.
I'm a bit of a tank, yeah.
Laz was an irregular 8-year-old. So not
But-
Laz. Nobody was
Because
full on
obviously,
martial arts experience.
obviously, that you could take on at least like the bare minimum. You'd have to be absolutely useless to be able to do less than that. Like 38-year-olds.
Eat more than that.
No.
1 minute, let's get into it.
wait. Because I'm saying there's got to be a number, like a number of 8-year-olds you could batter. Like I'm talking, kick their heads in.
And 1 minute.
No.
I was struggling to understand why we're going to fight 8-year-olds.
No, it's just a question.
What have
It's
I
just-
done to the 8-year-olds?
No, you haven't done anything.
Nothing.
We just
There's
say
no background. I just get attacked randomly by 8-year-olds.
You're
walking-
basically
okay, he
been
wants a
put.
story, he
One-
wants a
one sec,
story.
one sec. You've basically been put in a scenario where they say, unless you fight as many 8-year-olds as you can
There's
handle.
infinite 8-year-olds. Infinite.
Yeah, they'll.
I reckon I could mow with just these two.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to kick?
Yeah, you're allowed to do
Okay,
anything.
hold
but
on,
no
I
weapons.
reckon I
But
could
like-
mow through
There's a number.
150.
Come on. More than
8-year-olds,
that.
one bang with these and they're gone.
Yeah, more than that.
Oh yeah, so I'm saying 150, no problem. Are they all? 1 minute. What's going on? Are they rushing me from every angle?
Right, okay, no. Let's give him like a story.
Okay.
So you're
No, 'cause
walking.
1 minute.
You're
If I'm in
walking
the- if I'm
through
in
the
the-
park.
Wait.
Okay.
You're walking through the park.
Okay.
Right. You've got like some sweets, and the kids. Yeah.
This is getting wrong. You don't walk
Yeah.
through the park with sweets to
Yes, you
8-year-olds.
do.
That's just
And
No.
you-
The 8-year-olds are like
sorry.
the 8-year-olds. Yeah, they're like, right. We want all the sweets, and you're like, no, these are mine. And there's like infinite amount of them coming from like
But
left,
there's
right,
not going to be enough
centre.
sweets for him.
What?
There won't be enough sweets.
Listen,
Yeah, but they're
don't
absolute-
get stuck on the
Details.
particulars.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm
And
going
they
to say,
say-
that with me now, 150, 200, 250, no problem.
Okay.
Without breaking
right,
a sweat.
Laz, go. How many?
757.
Right.
That's a minimum.
I feel like I could take on as many until I get exhausted. Once I get exhausted, I'm in trouble.
But what's the number?
I reckon a good
No, number.
couple hundred, like
No,
200.
no, number.
I'm saying 200 because I've got tactics, and one of my tactics, right? We'll discuss.
Do you
tactics.
really want to put these tactics out to? Like,
Yeah, of course.
everyone?
Because
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of these 8-year-olds are watching.
Yeah.
You should be in bed.
You're
going
going to get rushed out the door.
No, but obviously I'm giving them tips so they're well prepared if they ever get into this situation. So the first one that comes, I'm smashing him in the face
man's
so
jaw.
hard,
Spin
so
man's
hard,
jaw.
right? So my theory on this is if I drop the first one so hard, right, that the
Nah.
other ones panic,
Nah.
yeah, have I beat infinite 8-year-olds?
No, because then they're just going to.
Because I've psychologically, I've psyched them out.
Yeah, but there's nothing that you haven't beat them. The word like to fight them.
Physically beat.
Yeah, this
I
is
reckon
what we're on about.
200. I'm saying 150,
So
200.
1 minute, these
I'll tell you
8-year-olds,
what
right?
Peter
They've got
Griffin
no
said.
weapons.
No.
1 minute, they've got no weapons.
No weapons.
I'll
They've
tell you
got
what
no
Peter
martial
Griffin
arts
said in
training.
Family
No.
Guy.
They're just angry 8-year-olds.
yeah.
Okay,
But,
350.
but they're coming for your head,
That's fine.
fighting, balls,
350,
shins, ankles.
350, no problem.
Peter Griffin said in Family Guy he'd back into a
Just be the
store.
corner.
a stall, and he said give them like a narrow entry point, kick them like one by one.
Yeah,
like
they did on the 300 Spartans. Funnel them in. You can't get attacked from behind unless you got some snitch that grasses on you and sends a passage.
But then I think I'd get carried away because you know when we do
we do
lineups in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But then after a bit, instead of them attacking us, then we start attacking them.
Oh yeah.
I reckon you get carried away after.
What you want to do, you chin one of them and then grab them by the legs and then start swinging them around. And
loads of them. That happened in what was that film called? Step Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Like
in the final scene. Right.
Exactly like that. They say you're gonna lick this white dog shit off the floor.
That not gonna happen, mate.
He went around on the memory rap.
I'm gonna beat you all, and I'm gonna beat your parents as well for that one.
I'd get this one kid right, the first one, and I'd like grab him by the hair.
I do apologise for this. I'm sorry.
I grab him by the hair.
We're not inciting violence against 8-year-olds. You should never beat kids.
That's a disclaimer.
Yeah. And I punch him so hard in the nose that his face shatters.
Laz. He's only 8. He's only 8.
These kids, they could kill me for all I know. If I back down,
like ants, they put you on the floor and then eat you alive.
These kids could absolutely kill me.
What kind of sweets did you bribe these kids with?
I don't know. They were just mine. I didn't say nothing. And then they sniffed them out like they're like little Rottweilers, isn't it?
And then they call you a dirty prick after they walk off.
So I shattered. No wait, because I shattered the one kid's face, right? And I grab his shattered head and another head and I bash them together.
This is getting a bit dark now. It's getting a bit dark.
No, because it's stressing me out. Like I don't like these kids.
Fucks. Right.
Go get me one.
How? Oh, fuck.
Please.
There. Can you wait until after?
No.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. Right. How old should kids be until they stop believing Santa? What's like a fair age?
Well, funnily enough, my Nicolaou is 9 years old. He'll be 10 in March. He still believes in Elf on the Shelf, Santa. I think if no one ruins it for him in school, but I think they're going to ruin it for him in school next year. I think by next Christmas he'll know that it's not.
Yeah. So 10.
I think 10 years old. He'll be done by 10 years old.
Okay.
But it's nice though because he's still got that kid's innocence.
Oh yeah.
He's still got that kid's innocence.
Which
you don't want to grow up.
Do you actually know that, or
no? Full on. I've got an app. I've got an app on my phone, and I paid $11.99 for this app, and you've got it for a year. And you can make videos, and you can say if you're the kids on the naughty list. But Santa actually, when you put all the details in, you put what presents I want from Santa, and you put the name, and it all comes up, and he makes a full-on video saying, "Hello, Nicholas, I was just about to ring you," and they do this thing, and it's got a picture of them that you put on. It's a good app.
What's the app
for
called?
It's called PMP Santa.
Okay.
I think it's called Portable North Pole.
We're not being.
I'm not endorsing this, by the way. I'm just saying it's good.
Like
it's a good app. Yeah. If you've got kids, it's really believable. I put them on naughty list last week. Still doing my head in, and they full on.
What's it called again?
PNP Santa.
PNP Santa. If you want to sponsor us, then please go ahead.
But I put them on the naughty list on this video.
Okay.
And basically, what happens is you make the video. He does it, and then it actually rings your phone. Okay. So you've got this number that comes up, +1 5 whatever it is, and then you answer it, and the kids are amazed. They're like, "Oh!" And he was like, for example, "Hello, Nicholas. I'm glad that I got to speak to you." Whatever he says. Your dad tells me that you've not been a very good boy and you could do better. And then you put the reason why they're naughty. So for Gosta doesn't like to go to bed. Like you tell Gosta to go to bed.
Me.
And Gosta's like, just 5 more minutes. No, go to bed. But just 1 more minute. And then he starts bargaining with you.
Okay.
So we said to Gosta, you're on the naughty list because you don't go to bed.
Okay.
So that Santa actually says that because there's a big list and you pick up loads of reasons of why they're good. And he does it. And I think it's nice because Nicholas still got that child innocence with him.
Yeah.
So I think 10 years old, 10 years old, I think is a good age.
That's fair.
My Christmas was ruined at 7.
And mine, I was 7 as well. I think you ruined it for me as well, you know.
Mitch probably did.
Yeah, because he was that type of guy, you know.
I wasn't.
You were that type of guy.
I wouldn't do that.
You were definitely that type of guy.
You still are that guy.
My ears are really hot.
Right,
My
so...
balls are hot.
So
shout out Derek Lewis for
when when I was thinking of this episode just earlier, I remembered the time when me, you, us three and Dad were going to pull that tree down in your garden. Right, and basically what happened was a tree had to go down.
I had a conifer, it was massive. I had 2 conifers actually.
And did you cut it and then we had to pull it?
Yeah, I cut it in like a V, so it would topple that way away from my house, because it was so big it would have hit the house and gone through the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then we cut it so much, but I didn't want to overcut it just in case it decided to go that way anyway. So we tied some ropes around it, and then to pull it.
We all stood in a line and we start pulling. Now, you and Dad are in front, and then there's me, and then there's
to pull your arm off.
My thumb. And then there's me, and then there's Laz. So I've got the rope tied round because it was a thin rope. So I've got it tied round my hand, and Laz starts pulling, and I start pulling. And I'm like, my thumb. And Laz starts yanking more. And I swear to God, I'm not joking yet. If you pulled it any harder, my thumb would have been ripped off my hand, right?
We're pulling. How tall would you say that tree was?
That tree was going to be
like 20 feet.
More than that.
Yeah.
It was taller than...
Probably about 25 foot.
25, 30 foot
30
max.
Foot,
yeah. Right. And Ban decides to wrap a rope round his hand when a tree is going to fall in our direction. So, absolutely brilliant.
It was a stupid...
We are there to pull the rope, and Ban's angry at me for pulling the rope.
Yeah, but you nearly...
He tied it around his own hand, and it's my fault that I pulled.
For 1 minute, why would you tie it around your hand in the first place?
So I got proper grip on it, so I could pull harder.
There's 4 of us. What did you need to pull harder for? Did that make any difference?
Because it was a
Did it make any difference?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't try it the other way to know.
What other way?
Not,
just pulling?
Not wrapping it around my hand.
It's just pulling.
Yeah, I know, but I had a better grip that way. Anyway, so then I started remembering I started remembering other stupid things that happened, and so the one that made me laugh, which is a Christmas one, I'm not going to disclose too many specifics, but one time I reckon Laz was about 8 years old.
No, I wouldn't have
Mitch and Donna come round, and maybe the kids were born. Maybe Nicolaou was born.
1 minute. How old was he?
Probably about 8ish. Maybe a bit older.
So 9 years.
All right. Maybe a little bit older, and they've got him presents, and he starts opening them, and he's excited.
I'm
trying to.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm trying to think now.
1 minute, and he's excited. And I
1 minute. Can I just say?
Wait.
Let him tell the story.
1 minute. It was in a big box. That's all I just want to say. It was.
I know now. I know.
His box was enormous.
Yeah, it was a massive box.
And I'm really intrigued what's in the box. So Laz is opening, and then he fully unravels it, and it was.
He's proper going berserk.
Hold on, can I just say one more thing?
He's going berserk as well, like the excitement in his face.
I was so excited, but I was really curious as well. Like in the back of my head, just a small portion of my brain was thinking, why is this box so light? It's massive, but why is it so light?
But he got him a clock from a supplier. A certain supplier sent Mitch a clock, right?
Yeah, you know, like those shitty plastic ones. The shit, but it was branded to that supplier. Obviously, it goes in your business or whatever it was.
So it was a chicken supplier. Chicken. This what?
Yeah. So Laz opens, and he's like, "You got me a clock," and it was a you had to be there moment, yeah. But me and Mitch were fucking crying, yeah.
Dinah was creasing
because
I think we were all creasing except him.
It was like his excitement levels were here.
Yeah, it was all the way down there within an instant. As soon as he peered inside that box, he was gone down there. Like his Christmas day was fucked.
Oh man, have you still got that clock?
No, I threw it away.
Oh, okay.
I bet Dad's got it. I bet Dad's kept it in the garage.
I threw it away.
No, I bet Dad's got it in the garage.
In all those great things that he still saves. And then one of the other ones was so when I used to work in the shop.
You got to suck on that.
Shut your mouth.
You sound like bad.
Fuck off. So all right, Mitch, why are you doing that to the lollipop? Right, so when I worked in the shop, one thing I used to hate doing was Mitch would send me to a certain person who also has a takeaway, and he'd send me to get supplies right? But sometimes he'd be like, just go there and ask him if he can give you, I don't know, a box of trays. And I used to feel rude turning up and asking the guy for stuff. So this one day, I says to him, right, call him first and tell him, because if you don't call him and tell him, I ain't going. He's like, all right, cool, I'll call him. So he calls him, and he's in and out the shop for 10, 15 minutes, all sorts of conversations. Whatever you could think of, right? He's talking about business, he's talking about the family, he's talking about cars. On the phone, right? So then, I'm like, all right, cool. So I get in the car, I pull up outside the shop, I jump out, and I say to the guy, I've come to get the trays. He's like, what you on about, right? I was like, you know, the trays that Mitch called you for, right? He's gone, what you on about? Mitch hasn't called me. And I felt real fucking rage inside me because he set me up, yeah. He was pretending to be on the phone and he set me up. And I looked...
that long?
Yeah, that's how pathetic this guy went. The measures he went to fuck me over, right? And I looked like a fucking mog because I got out the car and was like, I've come to get the trays.
How old was he? How old were you?
Like fucking 19, 20. But I was fuming because... I told him, call the guy first so I can go. And I got back and I couldn't stop laughing because I was that angry, yeah, that he set me up. Fuck's sake.
But this, in all fairness, right, what we used to do, me and this other person, he would run out, he would ring me, I'll run out, I'll ring him. And that's how we'd be. And then it'd be like, oh, we used to take the stuff back on the next delivery, whatever day it was. So that was like what we used to do. And it still happens every so often.
I thought you were going to say that you didn't this guy didn't even know who Mitch was.
No, so but he would never. One time, what he did to me. This was a good one. He was on holiday. Yeah, and I had a taxi pulled up outside. This taxi driver comes out and says, "Can you give me some?" Well, I can't even remember what it was. I don't know if it was cups for the sauces or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, what for? And he goes to me, for such and such. I was like, what? Like, the guy's a taxi driver. Like, why? So now, so I had to ring this person and say, have you just sent a taxi to get stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
that's weird.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you just ring me and just say... Because I'm not going to hand over some random supplies to some random taxi driver. It's not... I didn't even know the guy.
Yeah, to be fair, you set me up, yeah. And the thing about Mitch, yeah, Mitch is an impeccable liar, and that's not a compliment, right? Because you can bullshit with a straight face.
I can't. I actually can't bullshit with a straight face.
You said
no. I can bullshit. That was easy. That was like. That's
yeah,
like
it's because you're dead gullible. Like
I'm not gullible.
You are gullible.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not gullible.
Shall I tell you what? Okay, so bullshitting that kind of lie to ban, to make him go and do what he did. It's like telling the kid that if they behave, Santa's coming.
No, like when you got a dog and you got a tennis ball and you go like that, but you don't throw it. And
runs. Exactly. That's right. So the lie is the tennis ball, bangs the dog, and I'm me, obviously. You do that, you don't actually throw it, and then he runs for it.
You pretend phone called the guy for 15 minutes in and out the shop. Do you know the extent of lie you have to do for me to fucking believe that?
It would have been a minute.
There's no way. There's no way.
Listen, basically what it is, I like pulling pranks on Ban. That's all it comes down to.
Right. There was another situation with Laz when we were at Cosmos, you know, Cosmos in Wolverhampton. The buffet place.
Shout out to Cosmos.
Right. So we're there for like a family birthday or something, and
wasn't it for fads?
I can't remember. Anyway, so we're on these long tables. There's quite a few of us, and near the end we start getting desserts. So we go, and there's these little stainless steel pots of creme brulee.
Yeah.
Right. Now they're really small.
So
us being us decided that we'd get as many as we could hold, plus the other desserts that we've got in plates. So we almost have picked between 3 and 5 creme brulees, expecting that they were going to be really nice. We get to the table, they weren't. They were dog shit. So
how many of us all together would have had them? Like everyone?
Quick disclaimer: creme brulee is nice if it's done properly.
Yeah, but that wasn't
No,
right. So now we had three big stacks because they were at least the pots could all stack into each other, right? So we've got 3 big stacks of creme brulee pots that are either half eaten or full. So then we get bored, we've piled them up. The men are talking on that side, Uzla, the cousins, we're on this side, and then we start playing games to entertain ourselves.
Ban was sitting across the table from me, by the way.
Yeah. So Laz is sitting there, I'm sitting here. Then we were playing things like knuckles, and then we go to slaps, right? So Laz has got fast hands, to be fair to him. So
he's a big ute and he's got fast hands.
And he's done a lot of, he's been kickboxing for a long time. He's got fast hands. So we're playing slaps. He keeps slapping me, and I can't move. He's catching me too fast. To the point where it's starting to piss me off now, right? Then I pull up, and he misses, and I'm like, right, you little fucker, I'm going to get you back now. Yeah. So bear in mind,
how long ago was this as well?
It was probably about 5-6 years ago. It's probably about 5-6 years ago. Anyway, so at this point, we were so serious about playing that we've took our watches off, the phones.
Everything come off, like they were all sitting there next to the pots and everything.
Everything's ready,
cleared out.
And then Laz goes to take I go to take my first shot, and I'm like, right, you little fucker, I'm going to get you now.
But like
1 minute, so me being the idiot I am, wind this slap up. Like, you could have forecasted it on the weather, right? I wind it up, and I put all my power into it, and he lifts his hands up.
No, like I had my hands just playing old here, and his hand was up there. Like
I wanted to take his hand.
If the wall wasn't here, his hand would have been like touching like his left ear. Like
I wanted to take his hand off, and he moves it, and me completely oblivious to the fact that the creme brulee is right there. So I miss
the Great Wall of creme brulee was there.
I hit the 700 pots of creme brulee that are there, right? And I cover the whole of Cosmos, right? Everybody, right? I remember one of the cousins at the far side covering up like this.
One minute, did you hit it to the side where the dads were?
No.
Yeah.
No, it went that way, but the force of the slap, and because the wine was over here, it carried. His hand was still going. It didn't stop. He carried on. So it covered everyone behind us. I did every single customer. Everyone.
So I had there was another long table of people, and there was loads of kids on this side, and I looked. And our cousin said to us, in Greek, he says, "You've covered the man in creme brulee." And I was like, oh, fuck, right? But at the time, it was so embarrassing and funny, that me and Laz didn't know what to do. So we sat under the table.
No, the first thing was...
Sat under the table?
I didn't know where to put my face.
The first thing was, Ban was like, oh my God. And I was like this. So I just fell to the... I fell off my chair laughing.
Wait, 1 minute.
I fell off my chair laughing. So then I was hiding on the table so no one seen me. And then Bands come under, and I was like, nah, allow this. I'm going. I can't be here because someone's going to come and kick off.
1 minute. So
no, wait,
I didn't know where to put my face. And I was like, fuck. I'm trapped in between the two tables, So I've got down under the table as well because I'm laughing so bad. I didn't want people to see me laughing after I've caused that disaster because everybody in the restaurant has turned around and they're looking our direction. So then I look up. Our cousin says that I've covered the man. I turn around and I see all the chairs behind us covered in creme brulee. But the kids are oblivious, right? So then for me to style it out and look like I'm really sorry and trying to do something about it, I start pretending that I'm wiping the creme brulee off the chairs. I turn around, I'm thinking, Laz is in this with me. Like, it just a bit of support. Laz grabs his phone.
I'm underneath the table, and I do one of them. Like, say I'm under the table now. I put my hand, I'm grabbing my watch like this. Grab my watch, grab my coat, and I'm out of there. Bro, I'm running. I never had so much pace in my life.
Dipped, and I was like,
99 left foot on FIFA, I was gone.
I was like, he's left me on my own.
100-meter dash.
No consideration.
Out of the building or just...
Out of the building.
In the car park. I was in the car park.
Gone. Right. And I was like, fuck, what do I do? So then I'm like, shit. So at this point, I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. It was the worst experience. Then I see the guy who I've covered hasn't noticed that I've covered him, right? And he's got up and he's further away and he's with his missus and they're going to get more food. And as I look up, she's noticed, because she's behind him, that he's covered in creme brulee.
His whole back is covered.
Whole covered, right? And she stops and she's really concerned and he's really concerned. At this point, I'm thinking, right, if he sees it's me and him are going to start throwing down, because even though it was my fault, he's not going to accept an apology because I have covered him in dessert, right? So I thought he's 100% going to go for me and I'm going to have to fight back. So to avoid the situation, I get my stuff and I dip, right, into the car park.
Next to me by this bush. I was hiding in a bush.
Right.
Behind
I go
the bush
into
and
the
looking through
shop.
the windows of
I
the
go
shop.
into the shop, into the clothes shop next door, and I'm hiding under the clothes, right? Then
That was JD, wasn't it?
yeah. Then Dad gets the car after they leave. He starts going. I jump in the car. I duck down. We drive off. But as we're coming out the car park, that man started on our cousin because it came from our table. And he was like, it wasn't me. He was like, you fucking covered me. Rah, rah, rah. And he was like, it wasn't me though. Yeah. But
And our cousin didn't throw hands down.
no, because obviously he felt bad
he's
for the
not
guy.
like he's not that
No, he could have been, but
I'll tell you later. But the point is, the guy knew. He knew it wasn't him, but he just needed someone to shout at. So he took every bit of anger out on him.
And our cousin obviously felt bad for the guy because it was my fault. So he didn't want to get aggy with him. But yeah, man, Laz left me in the shit. Bailed on me.
It wasn't my fault.
Now that Ban just said about embarrassing situations when you're under the ground to swallow you up, I've got two.
Go on.
Okay. So the first time, my Nicholas was 4 years old, 3 years old. and he loves supercars. Like at 2 years old, he knew the sound of a Ferrari before he saw the Ferrari. At 4, we saw a Ferrari. He goes, Dad, look, there's a Ferrari. I was like, where? I can't see one. Come past a Ferrari. Couldn't believe it. He knew. So we went supercar spotting in London. Went to my in-laws in North London. Caught the tube. Went into Central. Went to Bond Street. All these places. So took him to Hamleys. Went to Hamleys, and then went to, I think there's a Ferrari shop or a Lego shop across the road. And we left. We're going to go and get some. I can't remember which shop it was there. Anyway, and we were walking. It says we're going to go for ice cream. Go to Nike World, because Nike Town, because I have to go there. And then we're going to go to Harrods for ice cream.
Yeah.
So I put him on my shoulders. He's tired of walking, little legs. And we're waiting to cross the road on the opposite side of Hamleys to go back towards Nighttown.
Yeah.
So he's on my shoulders and there's like 50, 60 people, both ends, going to cross over. All of a sudden, Nicolaou's turned around and gone, hey Dad, look at that little lady there. It was a midget. I'm like, no, there's no little lady. Yeah, that one right there, Dad, he's on my shoulders now. Look, that one there. I was like, Nicolaou, look, there's a Porsche. And he goes, no, that's a Volkswagen. But look at that little lady. I was like, no, there isn't really. Everyone was cracking up. These people that are walking next to me knew, they felt my pain, but they were cracking up. Like, and this midget, little lady, little person, dwarf, whatever. She was just walking past, like, giving me evils. I was like,
Fuck's sake.
it's like, hey Dad, why is she that small? I was like, oh. Because sometimes God, that's how God made her. And but why? Just stop the conversation now. Anyway, so that was one. And then since then, my skevvy, she's golden. She never put me in a shitty situation. A few weeks ago, I was in the bull ring with all of them after church on a Sunday. Went to Zara. Okay?
Yeah.
Went to Zara, went to the kids section outside the bull ring. So my wife and Skevy, my daughter, are shopping.
Yeah.
And the two boys have pushed the little benches where they've got the jumpers on, pushed them back a little bit, and they've sat on the benches. And it's packed in there now, like proper packed. Gosta, out of nowhere, jumped up and gone, hey Dad, there's Jafar from Aladdin. The guy was about 3 feet away. And now I don't know if he heard. Right? Because the guy had a turban on. And he has never seen a Sikh with a turban. Obviously, the only other person he saw was Aladdin. was Jafar,
yeah.
right? And he's gone to me, Dad, look, there's Jafar. I'm like, no, it's not Jafar. I was like, just sit down, just sit down, stop it.
Shit.
And he's done that, and he's like, no, that is Jafar, Dad. I'm like, no, it's not, because the guy, I think it was like, it wasn't a red turban, it was a purple turban.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't a red one like
Yeah,
Jafar's got. It was a purple one. He's like, no, it's not. Just sit down. I was like,
Right.
But I'm just happy he never told me to go and punch him in the face.
Quickly, pet hate.
Pet hate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Non-Greeks trying to say Greek words. Right? Or these, in America, they've got those fraternities.
Yeah,
Alpha, beta, gamma.
Yeah.
Fuck off. You're fucking using our alphabet for shit.
Knobhead.
Yeah, you wankers with your fucking wanky dances. And then you can't even say
chug.
gamma, omega. Shut up, man. It pisses me off. And then, and when people go to Cyprus and they want to come and tell you, because, you're Greek Cypriot, and they want to come over and say, oh, we went to Pathos.
Yeah, Pathos.
Where is the TH in Pathos? It's not Pathos, it's Bafor. And actually the P is pronounced like a B. Okay, so it's Bafor.
Yeah, that one.
It's not Pathos. It pisses me off. Please don't be them people.
Yeah, I get a lot of that in here as well.
Oh,
Laz,
fuck.
pet hate.
I mean, I still want to stick with that one of Ban chewing like an old man. I mean, there's nothing I despise more than that. His mouth just sounds wet 24/7. Like,
Bro,
it's grim.
why are you trying to violate me?
I mean, like that's what I hate. I live with you. I see you every day. It's like, what? Do you know what I mean?
Right, I'll chew in silence from now on. I'll watch YouTube videos on how to chew quietly.
Link in description.
My pet hate, one of them, as you'll get to hear more over time. The candy dance.
What?
It's like candy. That one. That song.
Oh, at weddings.
Not just at weddings, at every single
Everywhere.
I don't know
nightclub.
this candy dance.
You do?
Well, I don't go to nightclubs
If you heard the
anymore.
tune,
No,
you know the
it's
dance.
from back in the day. I can't remember who sings it.
Right, okay,
but basically, it comes on at the end of the night out, and then everybody gets in a line, and then they start doing the
two-step.
the dance in sync.
B-Tech
But
two-step,
that
right.
tune, right? And it's probably been out 20 years at least. That
Oh,
song.
what song is it then?
Oh, I can't.
Just sang it.
I don't know what he just sang.
Yeah. Anyway.
fuckery that
Anyway. So, what drives me fucking insane is that they still play it. 2019, they still play that song at the end of a night out, and everybody gets in line. And the thing is, everybody that does the dance really rates themselves, like really proud, like, oh yeah, I know the moves. Like, mate, it's outdated. Fuck it off. Hate it. And I was cutting hair the other day, and I was listening to One Extra, and the song came on, so I turned the radio off because I wasn't tolerating that shit no more.
Yeah, I feel like that when I hear Kevin Little turn me on. I hate that fucking song.
That song's a tune.
Fucking
What a
shit.
banger.
His fucking voice is so gay, it pisses me off. It winds me up, man. I just can't. It just looks like someone's pulling him from the achivka. Or balls for you non-Greeks. I just hate it. And Gasolina.
How can you cuss these tunes that are good?
Gasolina stinks. Ask my Gumbaro Alex about Gasolina.
Right. I was advice for 18-year-old you.
Advice for 18-year-old me?
Yeah.
Shit.
Quickly.
I don't know.
Brilliant.
No, literally
Absolutely.
don't.
Come on, just give us something. A takeaway for the kids.
I honestly don't know. That's like
Advice to 18-year-old me.
You're not 18 yet.
Next year, golden.
Yeah, so because you're not 18 yet, believe it or not, what do you want to achieve at 18?
Well, a lot of stuff's going to go down in 2020. I mean, obviously, going to be 18.
Yeah.
Going to hopefully get a driver's license.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go for my black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah. In March, yeah.
Do more than one holiday.
Okay.
And just make money.
Oh, 18-year-old me ago. Now that you just said that. Carry on training.
Yeah.
I wish I carried on training in martial arts or some kind of combat.
Yeah.
And go to different places in the world, not just Cyprus, not just to Napa every single year. Like Vegas was mad. Florida was
just
mad.
travel to more different.
Yeah,
places,
like when
really
we
out
went
the
there,
way,
we just wished that we just did it.
Yeah, did it
before.
earlier.
Didn't waste it. We had good time. Napa was good
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. Like Napa was very good times.
Yeah.
But you just there's a big world out there.
New Year's resolution.
I don't do New Year's resolutions. I haven't done for about 10
You
years.
got one?
Well, I've told you all of mine. I was just to
Okay,
go
you're
through
classing
with all
those
that
as
stuff.
resolutions.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like just
All right. Okay.
increase
What's yours?
myself in it.
I've decided that I'm going to be more social. So when I'm out, you know, like
You don't talk to many people. You stick to the people.
We've
that
got
you
that
talk to.
thing though.
yeah,
People
so-
look at us and think
yeah,
we're dickheads, do you know what I mean?
and they think that we're gonna stab them. But it like we've got resting bitch faces and we can't help it. We've all got it. Like everybody in the family's got it. We took after dad. But like when I'm queuing for like for my
I used to talk to them.
my groceries, and then I'm not talking to the person at the till. Like maybe just be a bit more social and just talk to people that I see out instead of.
Yeah, but you know that time when you want to just go and get like some milk or something?
Yeah,
Or some
I
bread,
mean, it
and
doesn't-
then you don't want to like you don't want to talk to anybody, and you see everybody, like people that you just.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it has to be lengthy. I'm not
Dis-
saying it has to be lengthy discussions. Just a little bit of a
No,
chat.
always say hello. Have you had a good day and whatever.
Yeah, just a bit of small
Ready to
talk. I'm not a
get in
fan.
the pants.
I'm not a fan of small talk, but just to be a bit more social.
Right, are you finishing up? Is this what where we're going?
Yeah.
Has it been an hour?
I don't know.
Right. What about? Can we do?
Quick.
What we do? One thing though.
Quick.
Where's your phones? Over there.
In my pocket.
In my pocket.
Right. Can we do? I saw this. Shout out to Korean pasta and chicken bake, whatever it's called.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right,
Korean
listen.
chicken and pasta baked.
Sorry,
podcast.
yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Mitch and Jordan. Right. Spotify. Let's see your tunes of 2019. I didn't know you could do this to go watch their
My-
podcast. So.
Oh, yeah, I've already gone through mine.
Most played tunes.
Mine are
How do I find
mine are
mine?
literally
Oh,
all
yeah.
Greek. I'm not
Most
even joking.
played tunes.
As in, what do you want me to
I
do?
can't
Just
even
show,
find
show
it.
to the
Yeah,
camera?
just
I
tell
can't,
us what.
no, don't show it to the camera because it won't
I'll
pick
put
it
the
up.
volume
Hey,
on.
look, you go on to the main bit there. And you
Home.
say your top songs of 2019.
Yeah, I actually had a breakdown of mine. 2019.
So do your top songs. Just do your like 5 top songs.
Top three. Come on, quick.
Top 3,
Yeah.
right? Roll With Me, Boys to Men.
Go on.
Ride or Die, Bitch.
Go on.
Gucci Demon.
Fucking hell. All mine are Greek. I've got Yorgos Sabanis. I've got Yorgos Babadopoulos.
Yeah,
and I've got Petros Yagovidis.
Okay, I've got Medication remix with Marley, Wiz Khalifa. I've got Arab Styles by Styles P, of
Yeah.
course. And I've got The Professionals, Styles P, off his...
Jeez, well, you can see how different we are. I love my Greek tunes these days.
Well, 1 minute, what's your top artist?
Um,
I'm sure it's got that somewhere.
Where?
Where's it got that?
While we're on music, quickly, walkout song if you're a professional fighter.
Oof.
Quick.
Ooh.
Don't take long. You're not allowed to take long.
Wait, let me just quickly go through my playlist. Hold
Oh,
on, hold on.
fucking
Keep it-
hell,
No,
lad.
No, just to jog my memory. Hold on.
It would probably be something like Keeping It Gangster, but the remix with Styles and Jada
Fabulous.
Kids. Yeah, fabulous.
Okay.
It'd either be like, I don't know, between DMX and Big Pun.
No, I said
Or
this.
even You're the Man by Nas.
You don't listen to Nas.
Shut your mouth, silly boy.
Go on.
Who would you say? While I'm
I
looking?
said, I think if I really had to go for it, I'd say Beware by Big Pun.
Okay.
I would have thought you would have said Shy FX.
No, I'm not Shy FX. I want something menacing. Quick, Laz.
Yeah, probably like, I don't know, You Ain't a Killer.
Where does it say?
Like that.
Where does it say
By Big
your
Pun.
woman? There's got to
Yeah.
be a bit where it says
You
your
Ain't a Killer,
top
that's mine.
artist.
Right.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
1 minute.
Come on, we're
It's
wrapping
got to
up.
Need 1 minute.
1 minute.
Finishing
Where
off.
it says. Where does it say your top artist? Though? No, don't, because you've been.
Quick, blood.
Oh, I don't even know where it is.
Right.
Your top artist.
Okay, so to wrap up, thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you think. Suggest topics in the comments, Instagram, YouTube. You can suggest topics.
If you'd like me and Laz to take over, be more regular guests. on
Like the
podcast.
videos and subscribe, please.
Make sure to share to all platforms.
Spotify. You can follow me on Spotify as well. Subscribe to YouTube. Our socials will be here
Somewhere.
And if you're in the area, come to Alpha Males and get your fresh trim.
Amen. And guys, have a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.
Have a happy New Year.
From all of us.
Yes.
From all of us. To all of you.
Yeah, stay tuned and you'll see me soon. Yeah.